So you might be able to hear some noise from outside. There's people outside in their gardens, enjoying their gardens like I was going to, until I realised that people would be able to hear me filming. Today we're going to do the Goth Tag. I'm just going to read them as I found them on Google. Here we go. Number one, how long have you been goth? Since about 2003, maybe 2002, 2003, 15 years old. I'm now 33. It's a long time. It's not a phase, Mum. How were you introduced to goth? Through metal music like Marilyn Manson and Slipknot and Korn and all of that was on Kerrang, and it was popular at the time. It was in everything. It was in all of the like mainstreamness. You know, when mall goths were popular, that's when I started. Always been a bit of a dark child though. As a child I loved things like Beetlejuice and that, so Addams Family, things like that my mum took us to see. What gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? None. Goth is goth, and I change between all of the looks all of the time. I had a big phase of wearing only cyber goth clothes. I had a big phase of only wearing romantic ruffly shirts like this one, crushed velvet and stuff. And yeah, just goth is goth. It doesn't need these things. I mean, it's helpful when you're looking for styles of clothing, but as it goes, don't pin yourself in one fucking box. What do you believe to be the basis of the gothic subculture? Post-punk, the music. I blame the punks. That's how we got here. Comes from post-punk, and it's the music. But the fashion is important to it as well, because if we all walked around looking like people you see on the high street, nobody would go, oh, that's a goth, because they wouldn't know. You'd be in disguise, which is always quite fun. And you can see some of the ones that have had to change for work, and they've just got like a skull ring or something, and they'll look at you and you'll be all in your goth glory, and some man in the suit on a train will go and give you a bit of a smile. It's really good when you get that kind of reaction. What do you dislike about being goth? I dislike the you can't sit with us attitude, which I recently experienced after years of having no problems at all. I'm going to call them out. London Vampire Meetup Group at a cemetery tour that they posted on Facebook, which I'm part of the group. And I got there, and me and my friends were there, and we're going around and we're looking at stuff and taking pictures and all of the stuff that you would do in a beautiful cemetery. And they turn around to us and go, it's a closed event, you can't be here. One, it was open to absolutely everyone, there was normal people in there, and two, we're on your Facebook group, so have one of these. The other things that I dislike is the negative things that people put on it, like, you know, oh, all goths have depression, all goths are gonna, you know, shoot up a school, or, you know, those negative basic things. And the amount of times I've been beaten up for the way I look, and that's saying something, because we used to go around in big groups, but there were bigger groups, and they would beat the shit out of us for the way we looked. Look up what happened to, you know, Sophie in the UK. That could have been me and my friends at any time. I mean, she was very, very unlucky, but we were also very lucky that we didn't get killed. And none of us, I mean, some of us have ended up in hospital for it, and those people don't dress alternative anymore, and that's a bit of a shame. What do my parents think of it? They were worried at first, because again, getting regularly beaten up, they didn't want their kid singled out and bullied, but my brother's a metalhead, and I'm a goth that goes over to the metal side occasionally. You know, I love my metal music, it's where I came from, and there's no problem with that. But I'm 33 years old. They haven't given a shit what I look like for years. Sometimes my mum likes to, and my auntie, and when my uncle was alive, they'd do the adamant thing at me because of the shirts and things. They take the piss there because the new romantic that they remember is very close to what they know as goth as well. So the connection they made there, I don't know how they did it, but that's the connection, and they do regularly take the piss. But my auntie always tries to steal one of my coats to dress up in. She loves it. My mum loves it as well. Eyebrows or no eyebrows? I have eyebrows. I've had girlfriends that have drawn on their eyebrows. I think if you want to do that, and you can do it, because my eyebrows are alright, I think, but if you can do it, then it's real artistry to do perfect eyebrows and really good makeup. I just smudge it on. It looks like I've done it with my fingers, because most of the time I have just put it on and then smushed it. What's your favourite band? I don't think it's a goth band, but my favourite band is probably Rob Zombie. Give me some hate for that down below. I like Rob Zombie. He's my top. My top goth band is probably Sisters of Mercy. Give me some hate for that. My opinion on Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson's fucking fantastic. He's very clever. To be as old as he is and still making angry teenage music that appeals to angry teenagers, he's a very clever man. He's also probably the most famous goth to not be an actual goth, you know, because nobody wants to accept him, but he's used the goth label that got either thrown on him or he stole it, I don't know, but when you're young and you grew up in the time I did, Marilyn Manson was a goth. That's what you got told. And when we were on the internet, we were looking at funny shit instead of looking at what Marilyn Manson does. So we didn't know for years that he wasn't. And that's probably what most people do. They think he's a goth. He looks fantastic. His music's great. I mean, the new stuff like Heart-Shaped Glasses and all of that, I mean, there's a couple of decent songs in there, but it's not as good as Antichrist Superstar or Hollywood, and you know what's good and what's bad from Marilyn Manson. What were your baby bat days like? They were fun. They were great. We hung out in big groups of us. We went to the local metal nights. We went into London. You used to be able to do stuff almost every day of the week. Even out here, where we're just outside of London, about 15, 17 miles away from Camden. But we'd have the local rock night once a month. We'd have, there was rock karaoke for a long time. He did really well with that, and he kept it going when it was dying out. It only died fully because the pub got shut. But yeah, but you used to be able to go out into Camden and do stuff every day of the week. It was brilliant. My baby bat days were great. Helped me learn who I am, and I'll put in some pictures of the sort of things that I was into when I was a baby bat, because I found some more goth pictures on Twitter, so I'll just put some funny pictures in for the end. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew what it took to earn. I don't wanna live for nothing, just wanna be something. I never knew we'd be more than friends. We spin the bottle till we're kissing our cups. survived this long, you know, do the tag. I'll tag everyone that watches this to do it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.